One rookie quarterback just walked into the most powerful sports league on earth and didn't just negotiate a better contract, he completely rewrote the rules of the game forever. While the NFL brass thought they were signing another talented player to control and market, Shedeur Sanders had other plans. Plans that are now making billionaire team owners lose sleep and forcing league executives into emergency boardroom meetings. This isn't about some record-breaking signing bonus or flashy endorsement deal. This is about a seismic shift in power that the NFL never saw coming and definitely didn't want. Because buried in Shedeur's contract is a clause so revolutionary, so threatening to the league's decades-old stranglehold on player branding, that it might just signal the beginning of the end for the NFL as we know it. The Prime Equity Clause. 3 words that are about to turn professional sports upside down. On paper, it looks like legal jargon. In reality, it's a declaration of war against the system that's kept players under the league's thumb for generations. This clause doesn't just give Shedeur money, it gives him something far more valuable and far more dangerous to the NFL's bottom line: complete ownership of his own brand. Here's what that actually means. Every jersey sold with his name, he gets a cut. Every commercial featuring his highlights, he gets paid. Every social media post the league makes using his image, money in his pocket. Every sponsorship deal that benefits from his star power, he's getting his percentage. The NFL can no longer profit off Shedeur Sanders without Shedeur Sanders profiting right back. And just like that, the league's business model, one built on controlling and monetizing player identities, just got flipped on its head. But the numbers are what make this absolutely insane. Traditional rookie quarterbacks sign their contracts, maybe make a few million in endorsements if they're lucky, and hope the league markets them well enough to build their brand over several seasons. Shedeur, he walked into his rookie season having already generated over $14 million through his personal brand deals, content creation, and licensing agreements. $14 million before taking a single snap in the regular season. His jersey sales alone have reportedly driven over $250 million in revenue. That's not a typo. $250 million in merchandise. And thanks to his Prime Equity Clause, he's seeing real money from every single sale. While other rookies are grateful to make the roster, Shedeur turned himself into his own economic engine that the NFL now has to feed instead of just exploit. The league is quietly having a meltdown. And for good reason. For decades, they've operated on a simple principle. We own the narrative. We control the spotlight. Players perform within our system. The most talented athletes got the biggest stage, sure, but they played by NFL rules, spoke through NFL-approved channels, and built their brands under the league's carefully managed umbrella. Shedeur just torched that entire playbook. He doesn't need the NFL to tell his story, because he's already telling it himself to millions of followers across platforms the league can't touch. His YouTube content gets more engagement than most team channels. His behind-the-scenes vlogs pull in viewers that official NFL productions can only dream of. His social media presence is more influential right now than entire franchises. He's not just a player in the NFL's marketing machine. He is the machine, and he owns every gear. This is why executives are using terms like containment strategy in their closed-door meetings. They're not trying to figure out how to market Shedeur. They're trying to figure out how to stop other players from demanding the same deal. Because the moment this becomes standard, the NFL's entire power structure collapses. The domino effect is already starting. Agents across the league are printing out copies of Shedeur's contract and highlighting that Prime Equity Clause in neon yellow. College stars preparing for the next draft are having very different conversations with their representation. Veteran players who spent years building personal brands under the NFL's restrictive rules are asking their agents one simple question: why can't I have that clause too? And here's the terrifying part for league leadership. There's no good answer to that question. Because once players realize they can maintain ownership of their own brand while playing professional football, why would they ever give that up? Why would any talented athlete with social media, savvy and marketing potential ever sign a traditional contract again? What we're witnessing isn't just one smart rookie getting a better deal. This is the beginning of a complete power shift from league-controlled narratives to player-owned media empires. Shedeur didn't just negotiate better terms. He proved that players don't need the NFL's permission to become global brands. They can build their own platforms, tell their own stories, and bring millions of fans with them. The NFL has always survived by being the destination, the ultimate goal, the final boss that every athlete dreams of reaching. But players like Shedeur are flipping that script entirely. They're not chasing the league anymore. They're building stages bigger and more influential than anything the NFL can offer. The league becomes just one chapter in their story, not the whole book. This transformation goes way deeper than contracts and clauses. We're watching the birth of athlete autonomy on a scale that's never existed before, while the NFL spent decades perfecting their system of control, managing player images, filtering their messages, owning their narratives. An entire generation of athletes was growing up in the social media age, learning how to build direct relationships with fans and monetize their personal brands without anyone's permission. Shedeur represents the collision of these two worlds, and the old world just lost. He walked into the NFL, not asking how he could fit into their system, but demanding that their system accommodate his empire. And the most dangerous part, it worked. The clause was approved. The money is real. The precedent is set. Now imagine you're a college athlete watching this unfold. You've already been building your brand through NIL deals, creating content, connecting directly with fans. Then you see Shedeur step into the pros and not just maintain that autonomy, but expand it into guaranteed revenue sharing with the league itself. That becomes your blueprint, your expectation, your non-negotiable demand. The next few draft classes aren't going to be asking for better contracts. They're going to be demanding partnerships. They're going to walk into negotiations with their own media teams, their own business infrastructures, their own audiences that are already bigger than some NFL franchises. And when that happens, the league's monopoly on player development and branding dies completely. What makes this revolution even more unstoppable is that fans are completely on board. They don't want the NFL's polished, corporate-approved version of their favorite players. They want authentic access, real personalities, unfiltered content. They want to follow the human being behind the helmet, not just watch them perform on Sundays. Shedeur gives them that access because he controls his own story, and fans are responding with their wallets. The NFL is stuck between two impossible choices. They can embrace this shift, allow more players to negotiate for equity and media rights, and accept that they're no longer the sole gatekeepers of professional football culture. Or they can fight it, try to tighten restrictions on future contracts, and risk looking like a dated, controlling organization that's afraid of evolution, while their stars build bigger platforms outside the league's influence. But here's the reality they're struggling to accept. It's already too late. You can't put this genie back in the bottle. You can't convince a generation of athletes to give up ownership of their own brands just because that's how things used to work. And you definitely can't compete with the authentic connection that player-owned content creates with fans. The NFL's carefully constructed world, where star players shine, but the shield always shines brighter, is facing its first real challenger from within. Not through union negotiations or collective bargaining, but through one rookie who understood his worth and refused to play by outdated rules. He didn't ask for permission to revolutionize the system. He just did it. This is bigger than football, bigger than contracts, bigger than any single player. This is about the future of athlete empowerment in an age where influence equals leverage and direct fan connection trumps institutional control. Shedeur Sanders didn't just get a good deal. He created a template that every talented athlete with entrepreneurial vision is going to demand. The game has changed forever, and the NFL is scrambling to keep up with a revolution they never saw coming. While they were busy protecting their traditional business model, the future of sports marketing just walked through their front door, set up shop, and started collecting checks. And honestly, it's about time. The revolution isn't coming. It's already here. It's profitable, and it's just getting started. But here's the real question. If one rookie quarterback can rewrite the rules of the NFL in a single season, what happens when an entire generation of athletes demand the same power? Because when that day comes, it won't just be the NFL scrambling to survive. It will be every sports league on earth.